SUI has been one of the best performing coins over the past 3 months, up 279%, and currently is sitting within a couple of percentage points of all-time highs. So in today's episode of the Everything Crypto Show, I want to take a look at the on-chain data as well as the price action for this altcoin and discuss why I believe this outperformance is set to continue for the duration of this bull run. Now, before we hop into the content, just a friendly reminder that I am not a financial advisor, nor do I offer any sort of financial advice on YouTube. I am simply here for your crypto news and entertainment purposes. And if you do find the videos informative and entertaining, please consider hitting that sub and like button. And I do appreciate all the support on the channel a lot. You guys are amazing. So without further ado, we are going to get right into today's altcoin of discussion, and that is going to be the SUI token, which, as mentioned at the beginning of this video, has been a huge outperformer over the past couple of months, up 279% from the beginning of August. And we can actually, compare this to a bunch of the other layer 1 tokens and some other, utility tokens here, some layer 2s as well. And this infographic, by the way, is provided by Romero on Twitter, who does post some really nice SUI infographics. So shout out to you. And we can see here that, from the beginning of August, SUI is up 279% compared to Aptos in second place, clocking a 94% gain, and SEI in third place, up 77%. All three of these altcoins are relatively newer layer 1s. And SUI here, you can see, has just greatly outperformed even them over the past 3-month period. Now, this outperformance here and this huge growth in the price does also coincide with a lot of on-chain growth as well. And we're going to break down the correlation between these two in today's video and just show you guys that the growth of the price for SUI, is highly correlated with the growth of the blockchain as well, which has been really impressive in my opinion. And a reason that I do believe this altcoin is set to continue to be an outperformer. So, here's this chart just showing that 3-month performance. And now we're going to take a look at just the month of October. So last month, SUI processed more transactions than Aptos, Ethereum, and SEI, and TON combined. So SUI actually processed 431 million transactions in October, compared to, Aptos, Ethereum, SEI, and TON, which you can see down here. So TON clocking over 200 mil, near over 200 mil, base under 200 million transactions. SEI network looks like it's coming in at about the 140, 130 range, based on, just the graph over here. And we can see here that SUI, with this massive blue bar, just clocking a ton more transactions than them. Now, interestingly enough, I don't know why this chart doesn't actually also include Solana, but this infographic, once again, from Romero, does actually show the total transactions for the month of October. And we can see here that as we hit October 31st, Solana came in first with 1.286 billion transactions, and then SUI in second with 431 mil, so about a third of the transactions of Solana. And then you can see here that Tron clocked just over half of the transactions that SUI actually made. And yeah, you can just see the list goes on, but clearly Solana is the winner in terms of transactions and, has a convincing lead over SUI, and then SUI with a convincing lead over third place and the rest of the blockchains here on this list. So, if we take a look at this, yes, Solana does clearly dominate in terms of the total transaction volume, with SUI coming in, with a third of the actual transaction volume that Solana has. However, I think the market cap does kind of reflect this outperformance from Solana in terms of the on-chain metrics, as it comes in with a $94 billion market cap compared to SUI coming in with like a $6.8 billion market cap. So, while Solana is far ahead of SUI at the moment, the argument that I'm making and just the investment thesis behind SUI is not that it's bigger than Solana, but rather that it is undervalued compared to Solana and does have the potential, in my opinion, to be the soul of this bull run. That is why we have been covering it a lot more frequently on the channel. And yeah, we will continue. I am planning to continue covering this altcoin, as I do believe that it will be a really solid pick for this bull. So we can also take a look at the net flows here by chain. Over the past 7 days, SUI comes in third place with 63.2 mil in net flows. Solana with 81.4 mil and Base with 179 mil. Let's take a look at this over the past month. SUI still sitting here in third place behind Solana and Base. Let's take a look at the past 3-month period. And once again, SUI coming in third place behind Base and Solana. If we take a look at ecosystem flows here as well, and here are the source chains. And what we're actually going to do is, okay, so first of all, these are ecosystem flows from all chains, from Ethereum to all other chains. And we can see that most flows went into Arbitrum with 29.1%, then Solana 17.9%, Base with 17.2%, and SUI in third place with 10.8%. So all of the outflows coming out of Ethereum, 10% of those actually went to SUI from all chains that are here on this. Actually, let's take a look at all chains over here, because that was just a select few. Let's see what it's at now. Yeah, so SUI still coming in at 10.5. And if we want to actually, kind of mark this down here, what we're going to go ahead and do is remove all the chains. And since we are comparing Solana to SUI, let's take a look at just these two themselves. And Solana took, 62.3% of Ethereum outflows, and SUI with 37.6%. Now let's take a look at some more on-chain data for SUI. Okay, we could take a look here at total transactions. And we can see here that this does also look to be in the right trajectory, right? We can take a look at total transactions here, and this has gone up. Let's just wait for this chart to actually update it. Let's go down to the next one. 30 days all time. Yeah, so total transactions here, I mean, if we take a look at the beginning of August, if we do want to just kind of stick to this 3-month period, at the beginning of August, total transactions came in at like 4.36 billion, currently sitting at 6.24 billion. Total accounts at the beginning of August at 15.71 mil compared to 26.4 million now. We have daily peak transactions per second, NFTs, new coins actually launching on SUI as well, just on this upwards trajectory. And then, yeah, you can just see here, right? Like in terms of the on-chain metrics, there has been a lot of growth for the SUI blockchain. Additionally, we have this tweet from Kyle Chasse on Twitter. Basically, he's showing that, search interest for SUI on Google has also been hitting highs over here. And we can actually see if we take this chart out over the past 5 years, and SUI has not been around even for the past 5 years. The token launched, when was it? When did this token launch? I believe it was in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was actually mid-2023, okay? And we can actually see here, if we take a look at the past 5 years, which the SUI token launched in 2023, we can actually see here that, yeah, it's not at all-time highs over the past 5 years, but it is making its way back to the upside over here. The last time that we actually saw it trending was in late April to early May, which probably coincides with the actual initial launch of the token, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so over here we can see the token launched in early May. So yeah, we do have search interest back on the rise, as this coin has been one of the best performers here over the past couple of months. And what I want to do as well, now that we've taken a look at some of the on-chain metrics showing you the growth of this chain, I want to actually line up the growth of the chain with the price action and show you guys the very strong correlation between the two. So we're going to wait for this to load. Might take just a second, so bear with me, but we're going to show you this chart, and then we're going to hop into TradingView and take a look at the price action. So yeah, we can take a look at DeFi Llama here, and this is the total value locked of the SUI chain in blue, and then the token price over here in yellow. And you can see that both of these metrics did bottom out in early August, and since then have been following a very similar trajectory. Now, it is worth noting that the total value locked here will go up in US dollars or whatever currency you're looking at it in as the price of SUI goes up, because that is the native token of the blockchain. But just really interesting to note here the strong correlation between the total value locked growth and the price growth of the token as well. Now, to wrap things up, I do want to take a look at the price action. And if we take a look at the monthly candles, I mean, we're going to see here that SUI actually had its highest monthly close in October, is currently set to make a new high monthly close in November if it is able to stay above the $2 mark. And yeah, we can just see here that, if we actually go ahead and measure it there from August, so this would be from August 1st, and we take a look at it now, we're actually looking at about a 390% gain from the bottom of the candle here in August, which came at about 45 cents. So I want to go ahead and take a look at this chart here on the weekly candles. Actually, we're going to take a look at the daily candles here for this altcoin. And yeah, the one thing I'm seeing for SUI at the moment is it's really just in between this range at about the $2 level and the $2.37 area. So $2 was a zone of resistance back here in February before SUI pulled back and then ran up to hit its local high in March at about the $2.17 zone. After that, it pulled back here to that August low, and then from there, we actually saw this uptrend make its way from that August low. Now, we can see here that SUI hit a fresh all-time high in the month of October at about $2.37, pulled back, and now actually came up to try and retest it, but it actually did not. It was not able to get above that. It actually did make a new high here. If we take a look even on the past month, it did technically, I believe, make a new high here, just barely getting above its prior cycle high. By maybe like a cent or two, but it has not yet had sort of like a big breakout above that high. So that's what I'm looking for on this altcoin at the moment, as altcoins are looking strong. Ether has seen a nice bounce. Ether has actually been outperforming Bitcoin over the past week. I have held this thesis that we are entering the phase of the cycle where Ethereum and altcoins begin to outperform Bitcoin. And if that is the case, I do think SUI will continue to be one of the strongest performers. So my downside target on SUI, if the market does reverse, would be that $2 zone. And to the upside, looking for a break above 237, in which case this coin would be in all-time high territory and therefore in price discovery mode. So on that note, I hope you all enjoyed the content in today's video. I hope you are all staying happy, safe, and healthy, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.